Welcome. This is Jamie Allen Bishop with Soul Heart Collaboration. And guess who I'm interviewing today? It's Robert Faas. He is a firefighter in West Virginia, and he's going to tell us a lot more about his career and why he is going to be a speaker at the Infinite Possibilities Retreat in October of 2024. So welcome, Robert. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. So again, Robert Faas. I'm actually a career firefighter from Montgomery County, Maryland. I live in West Virginia. So it's about an hour ride into the fire station. Been in the fire service for 33 years, 22 years with Montgomery County. I'm actually bumped up into a battalion chief position for a long-term detail as of yesterday. Do a lot of technical rescue, do a lot of specialized rescue in Haz-Mat. Just finished my master's degree in business administration with Southern New Hampshire University. And I do a lot of teaching as well for a company called On-Scene Training Associates out of New Jersey, where I get an opportunity to travel the country, teaching the fire service related courses and programs, both classroom related and practical. And figured this was a good opportunity, a different environment for me, puts me a little bit out of my comfort zone. Going this route. So I think it was a good opportunity for me to learn and grow presenting in this type of a format.
That's fantastic. I'm so excited. We're so excited. You are going to be teaching on leadership. Is that correct?
Yeah. So unfortunately, like a lot of organizations, the fire service doesn't do very well at teaching leadership. My emphasis in college was in leadership along with my MBA, but I do a lot of reading and stuff like that outside of what we do at work because there's not a lot of teaching on that. So I think leadership is a component that we need to pass on. I think it's important for anybody to maintain or hold a leadership role. And a lot of that is just mainly teaching people to replace us. Succession planning is extremely important in any industry, including the fire service, where we're going to go away someday, whether we move into a different position as through promotion or retirement, or just move on to another organization. And I think that leadership role falls very highly in succession planning, training the people to replace you and I. And I think that's one of the things we talk about is that, yes, I want to get promoted, but if I don't train somebody to do my job, then I'm unpromotable, right? So, we need to be teaching people how to do our job. So there's a potential that we can move up and move on. So that's,
I love that. I love that. Planning to move up and on to bigger and better things requires helping somebody learn your position so that you're free to go.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Duh. I mean, it seems like a duh moment to me, but I think that you're right. I think that it's not just firefighting. I think that a lot of corporate entities have that happen, where they get somebody so great at their position and they don't want to lose them in that position, that they end up just getting the basic bare bones, financial gain for staying in that position. But that's not very fulfilling to our soul, is it?
Right. No, not at all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Love that. When it comes to leadership, what have you learned? What in the books and all the excitement that you've experienced through your MBA, through your role in your organization, as well as through the books, what would be like one or two pieces of amazing advice that you'd like to share?
I think the biggest thing is we learn from everybody, good and bad, right? We've all had great leaders, we've all had terrible leaders, if you want to even call them leaders, right? There is a difference between a leader, a boss, and stuff like that. So, that leader is that individual who's willing to share with you and willing to train other people and, help them get better. Where the boss is just that's the boss, right? Yes, sir. Letting them run the day, right? Whereas a leader lets you run the day and working with you. So I think the biggest takeaway was I had an event in August of 2007 when I broke my back in a car accident. The then fire chief at the time was Tom Carr, and he called me in the hospital. I was away from work. I was in North Carolina going to visit my mother. and I shattered my spine in a car accident. He called me from Maryland and asked, how do I get you home? So what he wound up doing is he sent a crew of 3 people from my shift in the fire station from Maryland to North Carolina to drive me home to West Virginia. That's a leader, right? Finding a way to look out for your people, take care of your people. It wasn't the most ideal situation. It was, it took a unit out of service. It took 3 personnel out of service and sent them down to North Carolina to pick me up, right? So Chief Carr was a fireman's firefighter, right? A fire chief, right? As he looked out for the people and wanted to make sure we were okay. Shortly after, a number of years after, there was a significant fire in Charleston, South Carolina that killed some firefighters. So Chief Carr left Montgomery County and became the chief down there and helped rearrange or get that organization back on its feet after losing firefighters in a significant incident. So again, looking out for other people, looking out for other firefighters, he moved on and did what he can to help get this organization back on their feet and functioning in the fire service, which is huge.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
so not only did he take care of us here in Montgomery County, Maryland, but the department down in Charleston, South Carolina, worked with them as well. So learn from the best, learn from the worst of your officers, your leaders, your mentors, your role models, right? Because even the bad ones we could take away from and be like, dude, I'm never going to be like that as an instructor or an officer or anything, right? And any role in your organization. So I think the biggest thing is remain teachable, right? At any point in your life or any point in your career or anything like that, is remain teachable, because we don't know it all and you'll never know it all, right? And if you
that's
do, then
great
it's time to
advice.
move on, So
Love
yeah.
that advice. What so how did you learn about us?
Through Will Becker.
Yeah,
Will's a friend of mine in church, and he and I got to talking we talk a lot about leadership, and he got talking about it. So he mentioned the idea, and that's when I reached out to you and expressed interest in it. I was behind the 8 ball. He had actually said that there is a good chance that you guys had stopped taking applications for the October program. And I said, worst comes to worst. She says, no, we're full and we're good for the year, right? And so fortunately, I got lucky enough, and you guys were still looking for some people. So I figured I got a good opportunity here.
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for saying yes. So what made you say yes, in the sense that, or what made you want to look outside your comfort zone, as you said, to look for other opportunities?
For the future, right? Again, just getting done with my master's degree in business administration, gets me into a different environment, gets me networking with people that I don't necessarily normally network with. Very comfortable in the fire service, know a ton of people in the fire service around the country. But it also puts me out there with other organizations and potentials for the future. Again, I am going to go away from the fire service at some point, and I need some other opportunities. So see what I could take out of this.
Love it. Love it. Expanding, spreading your wings, spreading your wings. If there was one reason why somebody might want to attend your talk, what would that be?
It's just a perspective, right? Everybody has different perspectives of leadership, and I think the fire service can learn a lot from the business world in leadership, and I think the business world can learn a lot from the fire service in leadership world, right? We tend to go to incidents where people are at the worst of their life, right? That's when they tend to call 911, and it's being able to take away from that and move forward. Not only as responders, but those families that are dealing with those emergencies and in crisis, right? We run into crisis in any business, any organization, any industry, and just being able to deal with that and move forward and move beyond that is extremely important. And I think the fire service, like our military, like our police officers, deal with that crisis a lot and are able to move on. And I think that's something that we can share with the business world to help get through those crises as well. COVIDs and stuff like that completely turned our country and the world upside down. And it's how people move on from that stuff and keep rolling on to tomorrow is what's important.
Absolutely. So very true. So very true. So if somebody were to want to hire you to speak at their organization, how would they do that?
Sure. I'm easy to get a hold of. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Email address. Email is probably the best thing. My email is onefossfamily@gmail.com. Reach out. Again, any issues, questions, or even discussion, I'm willing to talk too. So if, we're bounce ideas off of one another. Because again, I think the big thing is we can all learn from each other.
Yay, love that. And if you would like to catch Robert's talk, his speech, his presentation on October 4th, 5th, or 6th, 2024, you can join us at the Infinite Possibilities Retreat. You can ask him how to get tickets, or you can visit our website at soulheartcollaboration.com. Thank you so much, Robert, and we look forward to hearing your talk. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Bye for now.
All right, take care.